So in this video, I'm going to be discussing a completely new route to market for Electronium. This is something that I just kind of came up with this morning. I was just doing a bit of research at my desk. I'm currently on college work placement with Logitech as an IT business analyst, and I had a bit of spare time on my hands, so I just said I'd do some research, see if I can come up with any creative ideas for Electronium. So basically, at the moment, the current and main route to market for Electronium is mobile operators. However, this is definitely, going to change going forward. They're going to expand on their white paper aims, delving into gambling and gaming. There are two other huge industries. So we also have e-commerce sites as a route to market. Maybe down the line we could see, other bigger retail stores, taking on Electronium. So this is kind of what we're working with at the moment, but I'm proposing, something a little different. This opportunity has really only arose in the last 3 or 4 months. So basically, what I'm talking about is in the last 3 or 4 months, India have basically come out and said that they're going to open up their railway systems to the private sector. So that means that, public limited companies basically can come along and open up a railway line. So this is actually huge because, as you know, there's 1 billion people, 1.3 billion people in India, which is basically 1/7 of the entire world. Okay, so I'm proposing that these private companies, okay, they'll be coming in because there's a lot of money to be made in rail in India. It's one of their main modes of transport. It mightn't be used as much in other countries. Like where I'm from, Ireland, rail isn't that important, but in India, it is crucial, okay? So what I'm proposing is similar to the mobile operator system that Electronium have. They could maybe, introduce Electronium as a means of payment. And I think the deal with the mobile operators at the moment is for every one user that uses Electronium, that mobile operator gets $1 worth of Electronium. So say, for example, if a mobile operator with, 100 million users pushes Electronium to their consumer base, and we'll say 10% of them use Electronium as a form of payment, then that mobile operator will get $10 million, essentially. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that's the current setup with the mobile operators. So I'm proposing a similar setup with these private companies. Setting up railway lines is definitely a huge undertaking. It is profitable, but not short term. And some of these railway lines, they'll have to buy out farmers, they'll have to buy out, civilians, buy land. A couple of million here or there to a private company setting up a railway line is absolutely huge. And because this has only really come out in the last 3 months that India is allowing these private companies to come into this space, I think that it's a hot opportunity for Electronium, and I think that it definitely shouldn't be overlooked. Mobile, like most people, rely on their mobile every day as they do transport. So this would be two main, route to market, basically routes to market for Electronium. So I believe at the moment there's quite strict laws in relation to this space, and I think there's only a handful of private companies involved. One of those companies is called Shakuntala Railways, and it's actually a British company. It's a British company, and they have a couple of railway systems in India. So over the next, year, 2, 3, 4 years, we're going to see a lot more private companies come into this space, and I think Electronium should jump on it, should jump on this opportunity. So for example, as I said, there's 1.3 million people in India. So we'll just say 1/7 of the entire world's population. So even if 1% of India, use Electronium as a mobile payment for their transport, that would be 10 million users, which would be, just under 10 times the amount of users we have at the moment. And even if 0.5% used Electronium as a means of payment for this, for this railway system, for these railway systems, that would be 5 million users. So as you can see, the numbers are absolutely huge. It's in Electronium's interest, in terms of user reach, but it's also financially in the benefit of these private companies that are coming in. A couple of million, as I said, here and there, starting a rail company. That could be the difference between 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 railway lines. So there's definitely financial incentive here for these companies. And as I said, it's just a new area. This new legislation's just coming into effect, so I think they should jump at it. Now, there's also a couple of other countries that have opened up their railway lines, to the private sector recently, and South Africa is another one. So South Africa, there's 56 million people in South Africa. So like these countries, I think we should be targeting countries where rail or modes of transport, it doesn't have to be rail, but I'm just saying rail because in India, I know that Electronium are targeting India for the mobile world, so it would make sense to also target it for its, rail transport. So, yeah, that's basically it. I just think that this is definitely something that shouldn't be overlooked. And, if you have any other ideas of what you think should be an interesting idea for route to market, please leave it in the comment section. We'll get a bit of a discussion going on this. Also, I think the main Indian government rail system, I have currently 1.3 million employees working for them. So Indian Rail is huge and ever expanding. It is a massive, massive country. So yeah, that's the video for today. Just something kind of interesting, just to spark a bit of discussion. If somebody wants to send this to Electronium, feel free. And yeah, I'll probably have another video either this weekend or next week. Okay, thanks.